Hi friends, welcome back to Sheena's Homestead and welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Sheena and today we are going to frost this cake. I've already got a crumb coat layer on top of it and we put it in the refrigerator overnight so it is nice, solid, and sturdy. And that's what we're going to be working with today. I do have the recipe for my famous chocolate cake. I'll link that in the comments below, and I'll also put the recipe to this buttercream in the comment box below. So to get started, I am just going to put a full layer of frosting all over this to encase our crumb coat, and then we'll have a blank canvas to get started. So now it is time for us to frost this cake, the fun part. So as you can see here, I'm just kind of putting some globs all over in different spots so that it's easier to spread. And this is my bench scraper. I absolutely love to use my bench scraper when I'm putting a final layer on a cake. I just run it under some hot water so that the metal heats up and is nice and warm, and then you dry it off and you use it on the outer layer of your buttercream. Obviously, our buttercream has a lot of butter in it, so it melts up and gets nice and soft when we have something warm against it. So I just use that to kind of smooth things out, and it really, really helps. So here you can see we're getting a lot closer. We just keep moving that buttercream around until it fills every nook and cranny. We get a nice, silky smooth finish. And now that we are all done, we are going to put it back in the refrigerator to firm up just a little bit more. So this is my piping bag, and I don't know if you noticed just there, but I forgot to put a tip in the end of my bag. So later on I had to go back in and squeeze all of this out into a new bag. But anyway, don't forget to put your tip in before you get started. And then just try to take your frosting and put it towards the end that you're going to be squeezing out of. And you just want to kind of jiggle it down in there as you get the bag more and more full. And don't overfill your bag because otherwise it'll come out the other end as well. So just put a moderate amount in, and then you can tie up the edge and squeeze it all down towards your tip. So these sugar cones are going to become the Christmas trees on our cake. So as you can see here, I am just being very, very gentle not to crush the cone while I'm cutting it. So just do your best to kind of score it so that eventually you'll break through, but you won't break the entire thing. And on this one, I purposely cut out the back like this because we are going to place it against the cake. So we want to give ourselves a little space by making that little cutout. You'll see when we start assembling. And just a reminder, don't throw away the extra pieces of cone that we have. Just crush them up in a bag and you can use them as topping on an ice cream. And I wanted to show you this little cake decorating kit I got on Amazon. It has quite a few tips, as you can see. It's just a really nice little kit. There are some cake decorating tools, and then it has a little pamphlet inside that shows you all the tips and what they're used for. It's absolutely darling. All right, now it's time to start icing our trees. So this little tree here is going to go on the very top of our cake. So I am icing it right here in front of you, and then we're gonna set it aside so that we can place it right on the top. But we are just using a basic star tip from our little kit, and I'm just placing a dot and then kind of pulling up and away from the cone. So I've taken our cake out of the refrigerator and we are now ready to put a couple of our cones on the top. So as you can see, I left the very tip undone so that I can actually pick it up and put it on the cake. And then I'm just figuring out my final placing while I get those on, and then I can pipe the rest right on the top. You'll see in just a second. So now we're going to use those ice cream cones that we carved the back out a little bit, and now you can see what my plan was with those. We can get them nice and close to the cake, and it looks like they're coming out of the cake in the final product. So I'm just trying to decide here how I want the design to be, and I ended up feeling like we wanted to do a little Christmas tree farm in front of the cake. So it kind of looks like we've got our 3 Christmas trees on the top, and then in the front is a magical little forest. The next step is to start piping. So we have our star tip on still, and I am just going to go through and start putting stars all along the edge of these trees. I find it easier to work in a row at the bottom just like this to begin with, and then I can start filling in all the way up the trees as we go. And my goodness, it sure is a lot of piping, but it definitely pays off in the end. And now it's time for some final touches. So I'm just taking the cream colored frosting that we used for the base of the cake, and I'm just piping an edge along here to finish up the look of our cake. I am by no means a professional. I did not go to school for cake decorating, and I have never taken any classes, but you know, you just kind of learn as you go. It's kind of a simple thing. You can kind of see how the icing comes out, and you kind of direct it as you go. And I'm doing this little detail around the edge here. I think my mom's really gonna love this cake. And now for my absolute favorite part, this is the snow. So we are using some powdered sugar, and we're just gonna sift it over the top of our cake. And not only does it fall right on our little branches that we created, but it also falls on the base of the cake, and it looks like just a beautiful dusting of snow. It adds the perfect magical touch to this cake. Well, my friends, what do you think? I hope you love this little magical forest cake as much as I do. I am going to go get ready because we are headed to my mom's birthday party, and I hope she loves it. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time on Sheena's Homestead. Bye friends, Merry Christmas.